We've been seeing a bloodbath happening at Square Enix over the past couple of days. They're going through major layoffs, tons of people are getting fired, and because that's happening, all of them are posting on social media about how sad they are to lose their positions at this company, and really all it's done is expose just how many activists truly are working at this company. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, over the past couple of days, I've been talking about this pretty consistently, but yet we have more examples highlighting the types of people that Square Enix has been hiring. And look, I always say this, if you can go to work and leave your politics at the door, I don't care about who is making a game or making a piece of entertainment, because if you are talented at your job, you should be able to actually create something that is memorable, that isn't dated, that doesn't have your personal brand of politics shoved into it. But Square Enix has definitely stumbled over the past couple of years. I think that is primarily because they have focused so much on their Western division and listening to Western audiences and creating content that is targeted towards global audiences, aka sensitive snowflakes on social media, and really they gave up their home market. They aren't making content with Japan first and foremost in their mind, though we've been talking about quite a few people that have been let go, some with very questionable histories, and now I've got even more to highlight. So John Heinecke was the first that I had seen. He is the chief publishing officer and head of the Western branch of Squeenix, and he officially resigned ahead of the wave of layoffs, which I don't know if I personally buy that story. I think that maybe he was told, hey, you're going to be let go. You can say that you're resigning if you want, so it looks better for your public image. Though, if that is the case, it's not like it really matters, because in the eyes of gamers now, he's a piece of crap. He had somebody comment on one of his threads, when AAA starts pushing agendas gamers don't want to see, they pay for it by not buying the game. Fire the long-term failing CEO and the staff that embraced woke ideology. And he said, oh, pissed off. This is the guy that was the direct voice of the Western game market to Japan. You would think that he would actually want to, first of all, respond in a more professional manner, but second of all, not stain your public image like this in the eyes of consumers, because this is how people feel. This has been a criticism levied towards Square Enix, and it's very clear that it's not just one or two people on social media that feel strongly about this. There's millions of gamers who are boycotting titles, refusing to buy newer titles because of ideology. There's people who are just playing titles out of their backlog and ignoring companies like Square Enix. Then we found out that the narrative designer who had worked on Life is Strange was terminated, and they were part of an organization called Limit Break Mentorship, which lobbied agency for marginalized people in the industry with the intent to replace cis-het white men. Of course, those evil men shouldn't have jobs in these individuals' eyes. She had said, unfortunately found out that I'm impacted by the latest Square Enix layoffs whilst I'm on my honeymoon. And if you don't know what limit break is, people in leadership or senior roles are mostly cis-het white men, as most underrepresented people tend to burn out and leave the industry before they're given the chance. This is why Limit Break was founded. Our goal is to facilitate connections and provide structure for the ever-young workforce to those with experience. We want our participants to grow and have the chance to advance their careers and keep the games industry rich with diverse talent and passion. So this literally is a organization that wants to replace men and make way for more diverse people. And I always say this, diversity and inclusivity, when done naturally, is phenomenal. It's fantastic. I want any type of person to be able to make it in the video game industry, but at the same time, you actually have to be talented at your job and passionate at your job in order to, I don't know, stay around with a company or to get that position in the first place. And these people don't really understand that. They have been handed so many opportunities, and now that they're laid off, I think that they're going to realize that a lot of companies right now are downsizing these exact types of people. But to top all of that off, now we're finding out that Sandra Chau, the global campaign lead and senior marketing manager at Squeenix, says her role is at risk and has most likely been affected by the layoff. She's the current ambassador for Women in Games, a company fighting for fair, equal, and safe gaming environments for women and girls. And of course, I think that it's important that women are safe at their jobs, but at the same time, isn't that simply what like an HR department is supposed to do, is manage these types of situations? Like, do we really need an entire organization within the video game industry for this? No, we don't. It's grifting. That's all that it really is. It's like with Collective Shout, they don't actually care about protecting women and girls. They care about lining their own pockets, making a bit of cash. And we saw the same thing happening with Feminist Frequency. Oh, we need to push feminism into the video game industry because it's so outdated, and oh my gosh, there's not enough opportunities for women. Women will get hired if women are good. And of course, again, fair, equal, safe gaming environments for anybody is extremely important, not just for women. It's also the case for men. But these people don't actually care about the video game industry. They care about making money off of this perceived problem. And, well, it looks like, hey, she's probably going to have to find another job and another position. She's actually been with Square Enix for about 7 years now, which, funny enough, I would say that's when Square Enix started getting really bad. Maybe she was part of like a major wave of hirings all those years ago, and she's just one of the many people that was sort of scooped up during that. Either way, it's just another activist. And with the mass firings that are going on right now at Squeenix, it's so interesting to see just how many of these people are ideologically captured. They only view the world from their political lens. They attack anybody who disagrees with them. They are trying to find ways to make money off of this industry because of gender and being quote unquote marginalized. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. LOL, she's panicking. She took the she/her off her LinkedIn. It's so fascinating that this happens because I thought you actually stood for this. I thought that this was your mentality. I thought you loved this mentality. I thought you would double, triple, quadruple down. You feel so passionately. You're not going to be silenced because you're a strong, independent woman, until you realize that it's not in fashion anymore. Terminate now. Square Enix Reborn. The reckoning must go on. Good. She's gotta go. Because Square never included popular females before. Yeah, companies like this have always had females within their ranks. But it's not fashionable to say that when you're trying to make money off of gender. Good. Hope she loses her job. Total waste of money. The job is to make games, not push politics. So I'm curious to see how many more people like this will end up being fired over the next couple of days and weeks. And as I always say, I'm certain that out of 100 people that are fired, maybe 5 or 10 are truly passionate, talented individuals. And it does suck that a few good apples are getting scooped up with the bunch and that they are getting fired in one fell swoop as well. But unfortunately, with the state of the industry, I can't say that I'm going to shed a tear for a lot of these people, just because, wow, are there a lot of activists and ones who apparently have been very good at hiding their history and who they work for on the side up until this point. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.